Have you ever wondered how farmers make sure our fruits and vegetables grow big and healthy? Often they spray special plant food called nutrients all over their fields. This is like trying to give a friend a drink of water by spraying the whole room with a hose. A lot of that water, or in this case those important chemicals, ends up on the ground, in the air, or washed away by rain. It's a big waste of resources and can be tough on the environment. Scientists estimate that sometimes half of what farmers spray never even touches the plants it's meant to help. This old method is not very efficient and can lead to pollution in our soil and waterways. Now imagine if you could give a plant a vitamin shot, just like how people get a vaccine. What if there was a way to deliver nutrients directly into the plant exactly where it needs them most? This is the amazing idea that scientists at MIT have turned into a reality. They have created tiny, special needles that can do just that. These aren't your typical metal needles, they are made from something you might find in your closet silk. This incredible invention promises to change the way we grow food, making farming smarter, safer, and much more precise, solving a problem that has puzzled farmers for decades. These silk microneedles are incredibly small, about the size of a grain of salt, and they are designed to gently poke into a plant's stem without causing any harm. Think of the plant's stem as its highway system, with tiny tubes that carry water and nutrients from the roots all the way up to the leaves and fruit. The microneedles act like a perfect little ramp, allowing farmers to send a specific package of goodies directly onto this highway. This means that almost 100% of the nutrients get inside the plant, right where they can do the most good. It's a targeted delivery system that is both incredibly clever and wonderfully simple. So why did the brilliant minds at MIT choose silk for this job? Silk is a natural wonder material. It's surprisingly strong, so the needles are tough enough to pierce a plant stem without breaking. But here's the really cool part. After they deliver their cargo, the silk needles simply and safely dissolve. They are biodegradable, meaning they break down into harmless components, leaving nothing bad behind in the plant or the soil. This is a huge improvement over other materials that might leave behind tiny, sharp pieces that could clog up farming equipment or harm the environment. Silk offers the perfect combination of strength and safety for this groundbreaking technology. Let's dive deeper into how these amazing little needles actually work. Each microneedle is hollow, like a tiny straw. Scientists can fill this hollow center with a special liquid mixture containing whatever the plant needs. It could be a boost of iron to help its leaves turn a healthy green, or even vitamins that we humans need in our diet. Once the needle is gently inserted into the plant's stem, it doesn't just dump its contents all at once. Instead, it slowly releases the liquid over several days. This slow release feature is fantastic because it gives the plant a steady supply of nutrients, helping it stay healthy and strong over a longer period. This method is a game changer when you compare it to traditional spraying. When farmers spray chemicals, they are fighting against the wind, the rain, and gravity. A huge portion of the spray drifts away or gets washed off before the plant can absorb it. This runoff can contaminate nearby streams and soil, which is bad for the ecosystem. With the silk microneedles, however, this problem completely disappears. The treatment is contained entirely within the plant. There is no waste, no drift, and no runoff. This means farmers can use far fewer chemicals, which saves them money and protects our planet from unnecessary pollution. The process for making these needles is another stroke of genius because it's so simple and affordable. The researchers start with silk protein, which is dissolved to create a liquid. They pour this silk mixture into special molds and let the water evaporate. What's left behind are the tiny, solid needles. This manufacturing process doesn't require expensive, high-tech clean rooms, and the raw materials are not expensive. The silk for each needle costs just a few cents. This simplicity and low cost are crucial because it means the technology could one day be available to farmers all around the world, not just large, wealthy corporations. Beyond just feeding plants, these microneedles have another superpower. They can act as tiny doctors. By working in reverse, the needles can be used to gently draw out a tiny drop of the plant's sap. This sap is like the plant's blood, and by analyzing it, scientists can get a real-time health checkup. They can test for diseases, check for nutrient levels, or see if the plant is stressed by things like heat or a lack of water. This allows farmers to spot problems long before the plant starts to show visible signs of sickness, like yellowing leaves, giving them a chance to fix the issue early. To prove their invention works, the MIT team put their silk microneedles to the test, with some truly amazing results. One of their first experiments was with tomato plants that were suffering from a common problem called iron deficiency, which makes their leaves turn yellow and can drastically reduce the number of tomatoes they produce. The scientists injected these sick plants with a dose of iron using the microneedles. The outcome was incredible. The plants quickly absorbed the iron, their leaves turned a vibrant, healthy green, and they started to thrive again. This showed that the needles could be a powerful tool to cure plant sicknesses directly. But the team didn't stop at just healing sick plants. They had an even bigger idea. What if they could use the needles to make healthy food even healthier? They decided to try adding a nutrient that plants don't naturally contain, but which is very important for people. Vitamin B12. They injected a solution of B12 into the stems of tomato plants growing in a greenhouse. Later, when they tested the ripe red tomatoes from those plants, they found that the vitamin had traveled all the way from the stem and into the fruit. This process, called biofortification, could be a new way to create superfoods packed with extra vitamins and minerals right on the vine. The applications for this technology seem almost endless. Think about all the different nutrients we could add to our food. Imagine apples with extra zinc to boost our immune systems, or strawberries enriched with folate, which is vital for healthy growth. The same technology could also be used to help food last longer. In another experiment, the researchers injected a substance called melatonin into pak choi, a leafy green vegetable. This treatment helped the vegetable stay fresh for up to 4 extra days at room temperature, which could be a huge help in reducing food waste from the farm to our kitchens. What makes this all so promising is how simple and safe it is. The needles are applied with a gentle touch, and because they are made of silk, they dissolve without a trace. This means there's no risk of tiny, sharp particles ending up in our food or harming the machines that harvest the crops. For farmers, this could mean healthier plants, bigger harvests, and less money spent on chemicals. For us, it means the possibility of more nutritious and safer food on our plates. It's a true win-win situation, transforming how we think about what our food can do for us. Looking ahead, the potential for these silk microneedles to reshape the world of agriculture is enormous. Right now, the needles are applied by hand, which works well for experiments and in smaller greenhouses. However, the research team is already thinking bigger. They envision a future where this process is automated. Imagine robotic arms on a smart farm, like those already used for grafting plants, moving through rows of crops and giving each plant its customized shot of nutrients. Or perhaps small drones could be programmed to fly through fields, identifying plants that need help and administering the treatment with pinpoint accuracy. This would make the technology practical for large-scale farms. The innovation could also be integrated into the very first stages of a plant's life. The MIT scientists are talking with seed companies about combining the microneedles with the small clips that are often attached to seedlings when they are transplanted. This would mean that from the moment a young plant is put in the ground, it could have its own built-in system for receiving nutrition and for being monitored. This would give crops a healthy head start, making them stronger and more resilient as they grow, and could be especially useful in reforestation projects to ensure newly planted trees survive and thrive. The benefits of this technology extend far beyond just delivering nutrients. As our planet faces the challenges of climate change, these microneedles could become a vital tool for helping our crops adapt. Researchers are already planning to use them to monitor how plants like rice respond to heat waves by checking the levels of stress hormones in their sap. This data could help scientists breed new varieties of crops that are more resistant to extreme weather, ensuring our food supply remains stable in a changing world. They could even be used to deliver plant vaccines to protect entire harvests from devastating diseases. Ultimately, MIT's silk microneedles represent a major leap forward toward a more sustainable and efficient way of farming. By delivering exactly what a plant needs, exactly when and where it needs it, this technology helps us grow more food with fewer resources. It reduces chemical waste, protects our environment, and holds the promise of making our food more nutritious. It is a simple, elegant solution born from nature itself. A tiny silk needle that is planting the seeds for a healthier future for both people and the planet. This is the kind of science that gives us hope, showing us a smarter path forward.